Hi friends, welcome back to the Goose and Ghost Knitting Podcast. My name is Ashley. I am the maker and designer behind Goose and Ghost Knits. You can find me on Instagram as Goose and Ghost Knits and on Ravelry as Goose and Ghost. I'm coming to you today from Cleveland, Washington, in the middle of the beautiful Cascade Mountains. And I think this might be our new filming setup. We'll see how it goes. I might change some things around a little bit right here, but the lighting's good, mostly. So we'll see what happens. So I'm coming to you a little bit closer in time than I normally do. There's only been about a week and a half in between episodes instead of my normal two and a couple days weeks. And that's all for good reason. I'll explain in a little bit. Actually, I'll explain a little bit now. Going on a long trip. I have a work trip coming up starting tomorrow where I'll be gone for 3 weeks. So I have to film today. And I'll film again whenever I get back. So filming schedule's going off again. First we have to move, now we have work trip. It is what it is. We're just kind of rolling with it. So this is also going to be a little bit of a weird episode. I was going to say, I don't feel like I have that much to share, and then I started writing things down and collecting things to show, and I'm like, okay, maybe I do have a lot to share. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this episode won't be super long. I don't want to edit a long episode. I have a lot that I need to get done today, a lot to pack, a lot to get ready for the trip. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but let's get into it. I'm not wearing any knits today. I'm not wearing anything I've made today, but going into this episode, we've got a wide variety of things. Typically, this is a knitting podcast with a little bit of sewing sprinkled in. Today, it's going to be heavy on the knitting, heavy on the sewing, and a little bit of crochet. So there's a lot going on here. And we'll jump right into it. I've got a couple FOs to share. One was a project that I had last week to show you. I do have one singular sock blocker here. I finished the self-striping Pride socks that I was working on. They look all kinds of weird right now. So finished the self-striping Pride socks. This is what they look like. I used Hobby's Happy Toes for the self-striping in color 4, Witty Joker. And the black is Hobby Rainbow Sock 4-ply in black. And this is more like a little rustic yarn. And when I was working on these, I kind of came to the conclusion that some rainbows look Pride and some rainbows look elementary school. This one looks elementary school. This feels like elementary school socks to me. I'm still calling them Pride socks, but the vibe that I'm getting is elementary school. Please let me know if you understand what I'm saying. So the formula for these ones was a 15 round cuff, 64 stitches for myself, a 15 round cuff, a 10 rows leg, shadow wrap heel, and then 60 stitches on the foot and a wedge toe. That's just my typical method for socks, from like the heel down, 60 stitches, wedge toe, shadow wrap heel. That's almost always the same. I do think, however, the next time that I knit myself a pair of socks for myself, I'm going to try 55 rows instead of 60. I've just kind of noticed they're feeling a little bit loose. So I'm going to see if bringing down the row count helps tighten things up a little bit. So there were socks for myself. And I started and finished a second pair of socks as well. These were a gift knit. My youngest brother, or my brother, my youngest sibling, his birthday was yesterday. And he saw these 2 yarns in my stash and he requested socks, and I managed to start and finish them in 4 days. Don't want to toot my own horn, but look at those. So these are also, this is another pair of Pride socks, I'm calling them. These, okay, looking at it on camera, I'm seeing Rainbow Bright. But these feel more Pride to me than these. Well, neither of them are strictly Pride colors, but whatever. So we've got Knit Picks Felici here for the self-striping. The color is Psychedelic Sunset. And then the heel toe cuff is Knit Picks Stroll in Celery Seed. And he specifically requested both of these. I let him go through my stash to pick colors. He picked both of, well, I kind of was like, do you want socks out of this? I feel like you would like socks out of this for the Felici. And he said yes, and then I let him pick anything out of my bin of scraps for the heels, toes, and cuffs, and he really loved this, so that is what I made for him. So his formula, these fit him perfectly. He's a size 10, US 10 men's shoe. So I did 72 stitches around. He really likes tall socks, but I only had a 50-gram skein of the Felici, so I kind of did what I could to get length where I could. And his is 20 rounds on the cuff, 20 rounds on the leg, shadow wrap heel, and 65 stitches, 65 rows for the foot. And they fit him perfectly. So I added length where I could with making this 20 and 20, and I thought that I would be struggling for yarn. I somehow managed to get these perfectly lined up. Like, the stripe sequences are off by 1 row, and I still have this much left, which I'm shocked about. It's approximately this much left. I'm shocked that I had this much. I could have made them longer for him, but I didn't know that I would have that much left over. So we'll play with what we can get out of a 50-gram skein next time, I guess. But it was a good discovery. So the next FO is kind of, I'm calling it 4 FOs in one, and I'll explain. So I've explained that my full-time job is as an artist. And I kind of, typically I do fine arts. I'm a painter by trade. I do a lot of landscapes and flowers and all of that jazz, a lot of weddings as well. But sometimes I need a little bit of palette cleanser, and I recently learned how to do repeating patterns with drawings. So with that, I did a couple experimentations and just to see how it worked, and I made a knitting and crochet repeating pattern. And so here is the knit one, and here is the crochet. And I'm obsessed with these. Put them up here together so you can see. I got the, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can hold them up easily together. Okay, well, I showed them individually. So I posted them on my Instagram like, hey, look at this fun little thing I did. And I have never, ever, since I started my knitting Instagram and even my art page as well, never had so many comments, had so many DMs telling people how much they loved it, how they wanted project bags in this pattern, how incredible and excited they were about it. And I kind of took that to heart. So I did upload these on my Redbubble shop, which, if you don't know, Redbubble is a print-on-demand service where you can get phone cases, shirts, tablet cases, shower curtains, like prints as well, like anything you could possibly think of. So those are up in my Redbubble shop as well. I get all of my phone cases from them. This is from another creator. It is a haunted mansion, and you can see like it's fading around the edges. I've had this case since I got this phone in 2019, and I've always bought these phone cases and they're hold up incredibly. I've never gotten a crack in a screen. Highly recommend these phone cases, and they're a good price for how good they are, and you get some fun art on it as well. So I put it up on my Redbubble shop immediately, and then I started getting requests, can you put it up on Spoonflower? And I haven't done Spoonflower yet. And if you don't know, Spoonflower is another print-on-demand website where you can get fabric and home goods. So I hadn't done Spoonflower yet. I went and did some research, and then I started getting DMs. I want a project bag out of this. Oh my god, can you imagine a project bag out of these? I want a project bag. Okay. So I did get them started on Spoonflower, and in the process for Spoonflower you have to order proofs of your designs to make sure that the quality is what you want, and it's not pixelated or anything, and the colors turn out right. So I ordered proofs, and they got here, and these are the proofs. That's why I have fabric of them. And I was so overwhelmed by how many people saying they wanted project bags out of these that, I mean, I had a choice. Of course I always have a choice. But I felt like I had to start making some project bags. So I did some experimentation to figure out if I wanted to make project bags, like for these. So I made myself some project bags this week. These ones are going to be just for me. These are mine, because I did get this fabric because I wanted project bags. I didn't think I would get as many project bags as I did out of it. But I made a small sock one. I did get this fabric from Joann's, by the way, with these strawberries and this green polka dots. And inside are some socks that I'm going to cast on for my trip. I made a medium-sized one, which this one is perfect for like 2 to 3 skein projects, shawls. So you can see the size difference here. And the last one I made is the big boy. I had to go buy fabric for this one because I ran out of the polka dots. This is the big boy, and this is my sweater or blanket size. So let's see if I can hold all of these up. So there's the size difference between the large and the medium. Let's see if I can do this. And the small. I don't have measurements for each of them yet, but I will. That is on my list of things to do. So all that to say is I made project bags. I've had a lot of requests to make project bags and sell them out of this. So project bags by me coming at some point in July. maybe mid to end of July, in those 3 sizes, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, I had so many requests. I've never gotten so many requests for something before, and so many incredibly nice comments too. Like, I was blown away how many nice comments people were leaving me about these, that I just like, okay, we're starting something new, I guess. I'll keep you updated on where things are going with these, and let me know what size project bags you typically buy the most down below, so I can like preemptively plan, but let's see what happens. So those are all of my FOs. And I will have my Redbubble shop with those patterns linked down below. I do not have these up on Spoonflower yet. I have approved the proofs, but I am playing with some long-term plans for these. So there will be updates on my Instagram when the designs are available on Spoonflower. So follow me on Instagram at Goose and Ghost Knits for updates on that. All right, shall we move on to whips? I have 2 sewing whips, a knitting whip, and a crochet whip. So we'll start with the sewing, just to get it out of the way. I have 2. We'll start with the one. This project is cursed. Cursed. So, in December, I made this dress. This dress right here. You can't see it very well because it's hung up in my closet. I mean, you can see some of it. This is the McCall's M8312. And at the time that I made it, I was like, this would be such a cute top. So I bought some fabric and decided to make a top out of it. And here is where we're at. Very difficult to see. And I'll put it on and explain to you why it's cursed. I didn't have any of these problems when I made the dress. The dress was straightforward. It was what it was. The top, I'm having all of the problems with. And I think I know where my problems are coming from. So, it is here, and then it's just gonna have, I don't want to call it like a peplum, but it's just going to flow down to like here. Alright, so we've got the sleeves that attach to the waistband here. And there's lots of gathers. This is a linen, by the way. I got it from Joann. There's lots of gathers, and it has the seam that goes all the way up and the gathered cuff as well. So it looks like that. I sewed this sleeve on twice. 2 times. Both times I made the exact same mistake where I sewed it inside out, where you could see the seam here. All of raw edges. Eventually I did figure it out, but I was getting so frustrated with myself at that point that I had to put it down for the day. The next day, I came back and was like, okay, I want to finish this top. Let me sew on the other sleeve. What's this right here? Do you see this? Can you see that this, it's the inside of the sleeve. So, this project's cursed. I have to rip the sleeve out again, try and put it on correctly, and then sew it back on. But we've seen how well that goes for me when I have made the same mistake 3 times. It's almost done too. Like, I just have to fix the sleeve and sew on the bottom part, and then it's done. So it's going in the naughty pile. I'm not touching it for a couple weeks. And then I'll come back to it and maybe finally figure it out. And I think the reason that I'm making this mistake is that this fabric doesn't have a discernible right side and wrong side. It looks and feels the exact same to me. So I can't mark it and say, all right, this is the back, this is the front. I can't see it. So there's nothing that I can do about it. And like, even when I'm checking it, I'm like, okay, this is correct. This is the right side. Apparently it's not. So this is going in the naughty pile. I will be thrilled to have it because I will wear the crap out of it when it's done. And I thought that would be an easy project because I've already sewed it. But no, apparently not. It is apparently going to be the bane of my existence. We'll see. But the other sewing project that I have got going on is an actual dress. And it was something brand new for me. This is the first time that I've sewn with a knit instead of a woven. This is the Liberated Stasia dress, and again with a knit cotton from Joann. And look at how cute this pattern is too. And all of these little sunflowery things, they've got sparkles, like glitter glue onto it. So this is the Stasia dress. It is basically just a skater dress. And I've hacked it just a little bit. The pattern comes with options for no sleeves, cap sleeves, and long sleeves, and a knee length or midi length skirt. And I've decided to go with a knee length skirt and a 3/4 sleeve. And like you can see, this dress is almost done. It's really close to being done. If I can hold it up well so that you can see all of it. It also has pockets, which is great. The only things that I have left to do on this is sew on the neckband here, finish that, and then hem the sleeves and the skirt, and then it's done. I am just using my normal sewing machine. I do not have a serger, so we're rolling with it. And this is the first time that I've sewn with knit, so I took scraps from this and like played with my tension and zigzag stitch a whole bunch before I started on the dress. And I think I did, like, it still stretches a decent amount. I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far. There are problems with it, and I'm chalking that up to being a beginner with this, and that the sleeve connection right here kind of puffs a little bit. If you know any reason why I would do that, please let me know. I would love to know. I thought that I had connected it perfectly, but the other cool thing about this pattern is that, like, you can't really see a lot of the seams because it's such, oh, you can see the seam there, but now that I've pulled it taut, it's such a busy pattern. It's so cute though. Like, I'm really excited to have this dress, and I think it'll look really good in fall with cardigans and some combat boots. So this will be done by the next episode. It's so close to being done. It just needs a couple of finishing details. And then it'll be ready to wear. Which I probably won't wear it because it'll be mid-July and hot. And it's a 3/4 sleeve dress. Who knows though? Alright. My knitting project. Okay, this is a new project. I'm really excited about it. And I have it in my big old bag with my strawberries. I'm obsessed with this fabric, by the way. And I have been wanting to cast this on forever. And I'm so excited that I finally got to cast it on. This is going to be a Cozy Classic Light by Jessie Maed. Right now, it's just in the very baby beginning stages because I cast it on, got through the neckband in the very first row, and then I was like, oh, I have to do these socks for my brother before I leave on this trip. And also his birthday is on Thursday. Maybe I should try and finish those before both of those things happen. I actually did finish them on his birthday. Nailed it. And they have been gifted to him. I just stole them back for this episode. So, I'm excited to sit down and like actually work on this. So, here is the very baby beginning stages of my Cozy Classic Light. Pull my yarn up so you can see it here. And I've got this plain brown, and then you can see like there's color on that first row there. So here's what we've got going on here. All of my cuffs are going to be in this brown color. This is Cascade Heritage. I don't remember the number. It's brown. I'll leave the number down below. Cascade Heritage sock yarn. All of my cuffs, so my neckband, my sleeves, and the waistband, all are going to be this brown color. The rest of it is going to be this beautiful stripe with these three. I'm obsessed, so I'm starting here, and then I'll go through the other three. I don't know why there's stitch markers attached to my yarn. So this one here is Coast to Coast Yarn Co. in the color Foraging Gold. And then we have another Coast to Coast Yarn Co. in the color, this is in the color Polypore. Both of those were from her mushroom collection. And then I have a Grenouille Co. tweed in the color the Black Forest. Beautiful. So those three are going to be striped together. Right now I'm planning every 8 rows. So we'll see what I do decide once I start getting into it. But right now I just have the neckband and the first row around done. I've started on the second row and I've just gotten up to like the first marker that's fallen off for the shoulder. So it starts in the back. And I'll be doing the short rows and then getting into the striping sequence. But I did make some edits to this. So there are a lot of people on Ravelry who have made this, and a lot of people on podcasts who have made the note that the neckband is really wide, like boat neck, and that's not my vibe. I like closer fitting neckband. Like this, ideal, perfect. So I made some edits to accommodate what I'm hoping for. I am making this in the size 4. And I cast on the neckband with the size 3 requirements. So I did the tubular cast on that's in the pattern with the size 3. And then it says to knit the collar for 1 3/4 inches. I knit it to 2 inches. So it should be a little bit closer fitting just because of that as well. And then on top of that, it recommends doing the cast on with a size US 2.5 needles, and then the rest of the collar with a US 2 needle. I did the cast on with the US 2, and it is still plenty stretchy. Like, it will easily fit around my head. I am not worried about it. And then on the first round, when I added in the green, I increased the number of stitches from the size 3 to the size 4 rapidly. And it wasn't a huge number of stitches, but hopefully those couple things should cinch the neck in enough so it's not a nice wide boat neck. It's just going to be a little bit closer fitting. And once I get to a stage where I can do a try on, I'll show what that produced. So I'm very excited to start this. I was so sad when I realized I had to put it down so I could make those socks for my brother. But I'm very excited now that I get to work on it, and I'm so excited to have the sweater. I was wearing this pair of pants yesterday that are in the washing machine, and I was looking down at them and I was like, these are going to be so cute with that sweater. Like, they were just brown linen pants, but I was like, they're going to look so good together. So good. So, last whip is something that I'm ready to get back into. So I kind of determined to myself that I can't do advent projects, advent calendars, because my calendars just sit. And I had got 2 advent calendars in 2021. One was a Halloween calendar for the whole month of October, and the other, it was a traditional Christmas advent calendar. And I didn't start them until 2022, well into 2022. And I'm like now sitting here, and I really enjoy Knitty Natty's podcast, and she's doing Stash Free 2023. So she is trying to get rid of all of her scraps, or Scrap Free 2023. She got rid of her stash last year. This year she's getting rid of her scraps. And in that includes all of her advent calendars. And I've been sitting here watching her get rid of her advent calendars, and like, I should probably do something with mine. I need to finish mine. So, I did, finally. A little bit ago, I started a whole bunch of granny squares. And I've started up on the granny squares again. So, I'm going to make this a priority now. These are going on my trip with me. I'm finishing these granny squares. So this is the McMullen Fiber Co.'s 2021 Advent Calendar based off of the Chiltern Classics book covers. Let me show you some of the ones I've done so far. I actually haven't done that many colors yet. But this is what we've got. I've got, and then all of these, the white that I'm using is just Knit Picks Hawthorne Bear. So these are the same ones. Super pretty. And then I've got, I don't remember what all of these are named after now, but believe me, like you can see, they're beautiful. And then the gold, I'm obsessed with this gold. So these are circular to square granny squares, which is a little bit like a unique design that I haven't seen a whole lot before, or much at all even. So the ones that I've worked on since are this color here on the outside, and this green one, and with it on the outside. Super pretty. So right now on all of those, I've got 2 with the white on the outside and 1 with the color on the outside. I'm going to set this up, did some math on it this morning. I'll have 2 of each for each color, and this is a 24-day skein, or 24-day calendar with 1 full skein on Christmas Day. So I'm I'm going to go through, do 2 of each for each colorway, which will leave me with 96 squares, and each of these squares are 3 3/4 inches square, and going to turn it into a blanket. Let's see what happens. I'll link the tutorial I've been using down below. It is a free tutorial. There's not really a pattern associated with it. I'm just kind of making it up. Or like, there's not a pattern for the blanket. I'm just going to stitch them together, and we'll see what I decide to do for the border. But I need to finish all of the squares first. I haven't figured out my configuration or anything. I'm just making the squares for now. So that's my goal. I want to finish. Battery died, but thankfully I was at the end of my sentence, so it doesn't really matter. Next up, I have some acquisitions, and all of these are fabric. None of them are for project bags. All of this I ordered before deciding I was going to make project bags. So this is all for clothing projects, garment projects. So I've got a bunch here. I'll go through this pretty quick, but I will tell you what each of these are for as I show you the fabrics. So the first order I made was from Salt Lake Sewciety, and their shop is so cute. I love. So the first I got was this waffle knit stripe, and I'm going to be making I've got my list of all the sewing projects I want to do here. Trying to find it on my list. The Marlowe sweater by True Bias in this. And it's just going to be so cozy. It'll be so cute. And the other thing that I got from Salt Lake Sewciety was this. I love this so much. My original plan was was to make the Gilbert top by Helen's Closet. But I realized after I ordered it that I accidentally ordered 1 yard instead of 2. So I won't have fully enough to make the Gilbert top out of this. So I'm going to have to come up with something. I might color block it. Like do the like one side and then in this and the other side in this, and then do the sleeves on the opposite side. That could be cute, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, and then the last order I did was the big one. This was from Fabric Wholesale Direct, and I got this really pretty bluey green double gauze, and this will be the March dress by Helen's Closet. And then this very teeny tiny stripy linen. This will be the Southport dress by True Bias. I did get one knit, and this is so soft. I love this color so much. But this will be another good practice for me. These will be the Hudson pants by True Bias. They're just a jogger, but they're going to be so comfortable. This is so soft. I'm excited to have those as some sweats. This one, let's see, where is this on my list? This is going to be, Rosary Apparel just put out a tutorial for a gathered dress. It'll be this one here, and this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. I wasn't anticipating the neon pink flowers, but I still think it's going to be very cute. We'll see what happens. And then this one I got a lot of it because it was on a really big sale. Like it was $3 a yard. So I got way more than I need for it. So I think I'm going to make a top out of it too. But this is going to be the Maeve skirt by True Bias. So that's all I got, which was kind of a lot. But we'll see what happens. I've been project planning for my trip for the last 24 hours trying to decide what I'm going to bring. Obviously I'm not bringing any sewing with me, but I've been project planning my knits a lot. So I'm for sure bringing my Cozy Classic Lights. I am definitely bringing my Granny Square Blanket. I am definitely bringing my wedding shawl, which I haven't worked on since the last episode. But I'm definitely bringing that. So those are 3 bigger projects. And then I have some socks and small projects that I'm going to bring with me. I have 2 that I want to wrap up and finish. The first one being my second Santasaur sock, and the other being the second, oh gosh, what pattern is this? By Summer Lee. What sock is this? Let's look on Ravelry real quick. Stillwater socks. So I want to finish the second one of these. This will be super quick. And then I'm bringing 2 new socks. We'll do some vanilla shorties out of this Felici. This is Red Rocks. Beautiful. And then I'll do a pattern sock out of this one. This is so pretty. This is from Undercover Otter. It's just gray and it has neon pink, blue, and yellow tweedy bits. So pretty. And then I'll pair this purple with it for my toe. And that purple is actually something that I hand dyed myself out of Kool-Aid. So, yeah, I think those are the projects I'm bringing with me. I was contemplating bringing, I really want to make the Caitlin Hunter Miserina. I really want to make it. I was contemplating bringing it with me, but it's going to take the same needle as my Cozy Classic Light. So once I finish my Cozy Classic Light, I will cast on the Miserina. And I just decided to bring my granny squares with me instead of the Miserina. So hopefully that should be enough knitting to keep me preoccupied for 3 weeks. There is going to be large chunks of that where we are driving. So there's going to be lots of project time. So we'll see how that goes. I have a giveaway winner to announce and a new giveaway to announce today. The giveaway winner will be receiving a copy of my succulent socks, and here's succulent socks. These will be linked down below. And I will flash up right here the winner. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being involved in the community. I have not seen who the winner is yet. I'm going to be picking it as I'm editing because I'm pre-filming. So thank you so much for commenting, and email me. My email will be linked down below. Email me with either your Ravelry username or if you would like a PDF copy, and I will send that to you. And then for the giveaway today, we're giving away a copy of the Alki shawl. So this is the Alki shawl. is a design of my own, as were these succulent socks. And same thing, subscribe and comment down below any comment. Just let me know how your day is going, what project you're working on, what colors you would make with the alki shawl, any comments you may have on the projects that I showed today, any comments you may have on the fabric that I showed today. Let me know what you think about my endeavors into project bags, whatever your little heart desires, you may comment, and that'll get you an entry in to win a copy of the alki shawl right here. So this is kind of the end of the episode here, where I talk about my goals and things that I want to do in the next 2 weeks, or in this case the next 3 weeks, and the goals that I had set in my last episode. And the goal that I had set in my last episode did not come to fruition. I wanted to have the Felici tank ready for testing. I still have not finished the pattern. I ended up having some issues once I started ripping it out to fix the issues that I had in the last episode that I wanted to address, and it's not ready. So it may not be ready this summer. I may hold on to it for next summer, which is a shame because it's so cute. I really, really wanted to have it ready for Flock Fiber Festival in August, but it's not going to have enough time for testing at this point once it gets tech edited. So it is what it is. It happens with pattern design. So I'm not too upset about it. We'll get there. So goal for the next 2 weeks though, next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't know, until the next time I record. I don't know. I want to get a bunch of these squares done. So let's say I have 4 colors finished right now, and I want to have, let's say, 3 colors every week for the next, until I record next. I want to get 3 colors done for the next 3 or 4 weeks. And that should get us pretty close. Because if there's 24 and I need, because that's 12 squares a week. 4 times, yeah, 12 squares a week. So I can totally do that because I sat down and did 2 squares this morning in like no time at all. So, yeah. I hope you guys all have a wonderful couple of weeks. I will see you at some point, and have a good one. Bye, friends.